In this lesson, I will explain to you the basics of grouping, means how we can use the group by function in Python. So here I have written the group by method groups data by different categories. The data is grouped based on one or several variables or columns, and analysis is performed on the individual groups. Now, what is the meaning of these two lines? First, I will run this data frame, then I will explain to you, and it will be much more easy to understand. In order to import this data frame, we have to import pandas first. So I'm going to run it. Now see, when I will run this data frame, name of my file is stats analysis 3 and it is the CSV file. So you have to write down the extension. So here you can see this is my data frame and it has only 11 rows. So see, group by, this is our topic method groups data by different categories. Here I will give you the example. Just like in our drive system, we have three different kinds of drive system: front wheel, rear wheel, or four wheel. Similarly, in body style, we have sedan, convertible, or hatchback. So these are the different categories, and the group by method groups data by different categories. These are the categories, and the data is grouped. Not only you can do the analysis or group only one column or one variable, you can perform the same group by function on two or three columns or variables as well. So here we have only see 12 rows, and it is very easy to find out that we have only three different categories: four wheel, front wheel, and rear wheel. But if you have 1,000 lines, and if you have 100 or 200 or 50 or 60 different categories, then how you will find out? It will be difficult, right? So you have to use this function df, because we are working on the drive system dot unique. So you have to use the unique function. If you have 1,000 rows and many different kinds of categories, so you will see in this case we have only three categories, so the output is there. But if you have 1,000 rows and if you have suppose 100 different categories, again you have to use the unique function, and you will see all the categories here. We have a front wheel, rear wheel, four wheel, and the data type is object. Okay, now here what I have written: if we want to know on average which type of drive system is most valuable, we can group drive system and then average them. Right, we have a front wheel, rear wheel. This is our objective. Suppose if we want to find out which kind of cars or vehicles are most expensive, then we have to group. So here I have made one variable df underscore group equal to df drive system, body style, and price. Right, so I have grouped these three because we are going to analyze these three columns or variables. So here first of all we will discuss the drive system out of these. So drive system, comma, as underscore index is equal to false. I recommend you go to the group by documentation in pandas and see if we will write down true, because we have discussed so many times these things, right? So here I have mentioned as underscore index is equal to false dot mean. When I will run this variable df underscore group, so you will see that we have three different kinds of categories, and these are the average price of each category. Right, I will show you here. Just like we have a rear wheel, rear wheel, rear wheel, so it will add all the prices of the rear wheel and then the average is there. Same thing for the four wheel or the front wheel. So this one is the average. So what we conclude, if you will see, the conclusions is on the basis of our data. But whatever data you have, when you will do your practice work or in your different scenarios, you have to make your own conclusions. This conclusions belongs to this. From our data, it seems rear wheel drive vehicles are on average the most expensive. See, the rear wheel is 29,000, and then the front wheel, and then the four wheel. So as I said that you can take two or more variables to analyze the data or group the data. So here I have written you can also group with multiple variables. For example, let's group by both drive system and the body style. So here I have written df underscore group data is equal to df and in double square brackets drive system, body style, and price, which we have discussed before. And here I will show you. So when you will practice it, you can see here is mean dot mean, and then is the parenthesis. So when I will run it, you will see now our analysis on the basis of two columns. Now four wheel, front wheel, four wheel, how many four wheels we have of the hatchback, the price is there. Front wheel, convertible, how many convertible front wheel we have, so the prices are here. How many sedan front wheel we have, how many hatchback front wheel we have. So in this way you can see your data in more detail. If we compare this and this, so see here forward wheel, whatever we have, front wheel, sorry, whatever we have, different kinds, hatchback or convertible, the average is there. But here is individual four wheel, front wheel or rear wheel. So if you want to see this data frame in a more meaningful way, then you have to convert this data frame into a pivot table. So what is the pivot table? Here I have written this group data is much easier to visualize when it is made into a pivot table. A pivot table is like an Excel spreadsheet with one variable along the column and another along the row. We can convert the data frame to a pivot table using the word pivot. Right? When I will run it, then it will be more clear. So group underscore pivot, why I have make this variable name, because we are using the pivot table. It will be much more easy to understand. Group underscore data dot pivot, here drive system column is equal to body style, right? So our index will be the drive system. As I said, one will belong to the row and other is the column. When I will run it, it will be much more easy to understand. So see now, four-wheel drive, convertible, we have NAN, not a number, sedan, same thing for hatchback 20,500, mean. Same thing for the front wheel, we have convertible, sedan and hatchback, and this is the rear wheel. So see, drive system is our index, body style, this attribute is our column names, which we have mentioned here. Again, it's up to you, whatever you want. So see, if we will see this data and this data, it is more meaningful, or you can say more easy to visualize by converting our data frame into a pivot table. So see here we have NAN means not a number, not a number. If you say that instead of NAN, I want to write down some number or make it 0, so you have to use the fill NA function. So again, grouped underscore pivot, the same variable, grouped underscore pivot dot fill NA. And in parentheses, I have written 0 because I said it should be 0 when you will run it, and then we can have 000 instead of NAN or NAN value. So this is our pivot table. So in this lesson, you have learned how to convert our data frame into a pivot table, how we can use our group by function, how we can use our unique function. Practice it, make your own scenario, make your own data frame. If you have any question, you can ask me. Subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.